Up next, the founder of Detroit Travel Co., Imani Elie, joins Authentically Detroit to discuss how she's revolutionizing the way people think about travel with style, inclusivity, and a deep connection to our city. But first, this week's hot takes from Bridge Detroit and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast Michigan. Barrier-breaking Detroit journalist and musician Luther Keith dies at 74 in bid to build brighter futures at the Great Big Auction. Keep it locked. Authentically Detroit starts after these messages.
Founded in 2021, the Stoudemire is a membership-based community recreation and wellness center centrally located on the east side of Detroit. Membership in the Stoudemire is available on a sliding scale for up to $20 per year or 20 hours of volunteer time. The Stoudemire offers art, dance, and fitness classes, community meetings and events, resource fairs, pop-up events, the neighborhood tech hub, and more. Members who are residents of the east side have access to exclusive services in the Wellness Network. Join today and live well, play well, be well. Visit ecndetroit.org.
Hey, y'all, it's Orlando. We just want to let you know that the views and opinions expressed during this podcast episode are those of the co-hosts and guests and not their sponsoring institutions. Now, let's start the show. Hello, Detroit and the world. Welcome to another episode of Authentically Detroit, broadcasting live from Detroit's East Side at the Stoudemire inside of East Side Community Network. I am Orlando Bailey.
And I'm Donna Givens-Davidson.
Thank you for listening in and supporting our efforts to build a platform of authentic voices for real people in the city of Detroit. We want you to like, rate, and subscribe to our podcast on all platforms. Donna and I are joined today by the founder of Detroit Travel Co., Imani Elie. And for hot takes, we have Anne-Marie Veneroni here to discuss Big Brothers Big Sisters' upcoming annual event. Anne-Marie, welcome to Authentically Detroit.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're excited to have you. And so before we went on air, you and Donna were discussing a little bit of Big Brothers Big Sisters history. Donna, you got some connection to Big Brothers Big Sisters, huh?
Absolutely. You know, I worked at Warren County Development Coalition from 1993 until 1997. As Deputy Director for Programs. And I left here in 1999 to become Vice President for Programs at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Metropolitan Detroit. It was a different Big Brothers Big Sisters at that time, but lots of great work, lots of opportunity to really understand the value of mentoring. And we had the best fundraisers. Do you still do the bowling?
Well, some areas do the bowling. Bowling got played out.
Bowling.
Yeah, listen, that was a major fundraiser. Bowling was it for a while.
All the companies were like, please don't make me bowl anymore.
We're excited to talk about the big auction a little later on. Ebony Walls has joined us. Welcome to Authentically Detroit, Ebony.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
So excited to have you on. Y'all, it is a balmy and sunny 60 degrees in the city of Detroit. Donna, how you doing?
I can't wait to go home and ride my bike. That's all. I'm doing great.
Oh, I thought you was going to say you was throwing something on the grill because I was going to come over. Dog.
You know, if I can get you over, I will throw something on the grill. So I'm going to throw something on the grill, then ride my bike. Okay?
Oh, man. You know, today is, everybody don't be fooled. Y'all know how Michigan does, but I am taking it all in. It's amazing outside, and we well deserved because Detroit is so ugly in the wintertime. I'd be like, I don't want nobody taking our pictures in the winter. Come in the spring, summer when we pretty again. Oh man. All right, it's time for Hot Takes, where we run down some of the week's top headlines in the city of Detroit. For Hot Takes, barrier-breaking Detroit journalist and musician Luther Keith dies at 74. This is by Michael Walker, Christine Ferretti, and Bryce Huffman at Bridge Detroit. A longtime Detroit journalist who parlayed a barrier-breaking career in the news industry into decades of uplifting Detroit neighborhoods is being remembered for his vibrant contributions to the city. Luther Keith, a trailblazing journalist who was inducted into the Michigan Journalism Hall of Fame for his decades-long career at the Detroit News, died Wednesday. Close friends of Keith and his family said he was 74. After retiring from the paper in 2005, he founded Arise Detroit, a nonprofit coalition of more than 400 community organizations that promotes volunteerism and activism. Keith was also a well-known fixture in Detroit's music scene, following a later-in-life passion as a blues musician under the name Luther Batman Keith. Veteran journalist Felicia Henderson worked with Keith at the News for several years, and the pair went on to maintain a 35-year friendship. She kickstarted her career in the Detroit News due to Keith, who asked if she wanted to join the paper during a conference for the National Association of Black Journalists in 1985. Keith's last act was a performance at Baker's Keyboard Lounge earlier Wednesday night. After graduating with a degree in journalism from the University of Detroit, Keith began his career at the News in 1972. His more than 30 years at the paper came with many firsts. In 1973, Keith became the first black sports reporter at a major Detroit daily. 6 years later, he was the first black reporter to cover the state capitol, and in 1982, he became the first black editor at the News. In 1985, Keith took a leave of absence from the News to create the Journalism Institute for Minorities at Wayne State University, which recruited and trained college students for careers in the industry. The program is now known as the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity. Keith was inducted into the Michigan Journalism Hall of Fame in 1995 and was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Detroit chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists last May. Although Keith's passion for journalism was notable, it was far from his only strength. Vicki Thomas lauded Keith for his work to stand up and lead Arise Detroit and its Neighborhoods Day, which encouraged communities throughout the city to celebrate their strengths and identities with giveaways, cleanup projects, and events. When Keith started Neighborhoods Day in 2007, he never thought it would become the large event it is today. He told Bridge Detroit in 2023. He said, "It's a testament to the people in the neighborhoods and how much they want to improve their city." Keith's legacy is also marked by his love for his wife, Jacqueline, daughter, Aaron, and brother, Terrence Keith, a Wayne County probate court judge. Rest in paradise to the legend, Luther Keith. Donna.
Oh. I saw Luther a couple weeks ago at his uncle, a luncheon for Damon Keith that's held every year. And so he was there with Aaron. And actually, we were all recognized by the speakers as working at important Detroit nonprofits. And so we had a chance to connect, and that was really a beautiful thing. I had no idea this was going to be the last time I saw him, or I probably would have talked a little longer. Our relationship with Luther goes back, to Neighborhoods Day. We always participated. We always had our banners up, and there was always something special that we did for Neighborhoods Day. I served briefly on the board of Arise Detroit, although my schedule did not allow me to continue, but I was actually a board member trying to support the organization and spoke at some of his events. And these past couple of years, we've had him perform as Luther Batman Keith, and he was an amazing blues performer. His band was great. I love blues, but I like the old style blues. I don't like some of that new stuff people call the blues. And they brought the dirty blues to the east side of Detroit, and people loved it. So what can I say other than my heart really, my heart was broken. And he ushered in so many people's careers. Our good friend Kim Trent said she would not be who she is without Luther Keith. She and her husband were mentored by him. The Detroit Free Press has an amazing article about him by Keith Owens, he jump-started his career. Luther Keith was not just the first, but he also made way for other people to follow in his wake. If you don't get a chance to read, if you don't even read the Detroit Free Press, read this article by Keith Owens, because it's very moving and really speaks to the power of friendship, the power of reinvention. What a wonderful person. He's going to be missed. He was an absolute giant. And I know for you it means something special because you followed in his wake as a journalist.
Growing up in the city of Detroit, wanting to be a journalist, we only had a few black men to look to. Luther Keith was one of those people. And interestingly enough, as I matriculated into this field, I met his daughter, Erin Keefe, who is an attorney and a justice advocate and an amazing person. And we became friends. We call each other cousin. And I started hearing rumblings about his passing, and I immediately hit up my friend who confirmed that her dad passed. And so as a journo, this is really an end of an era. This is signaling an end of an era. But as a friend to Erin Keefe, I'm saddened for her. Her and her dad had the best relationship. I am a member of the Detroit chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists and the NABJ. But last year, SPJ honored Luther Keefe with a Lifetime Achievement Award. And so imagine my surprise when I walk in and I see cousin Erin Keefe there and Luther's entire family there to celebrate him and to amplify and uplift his legacy. He will be missed. We were not okay last Wednesday. I think we're doing a little better today. And now it is time for us to send him off, as we do in the city of Detroit, with a homegoing celebration of life, celebration of his legacy, and to pay our respects.
Yeah. So the celebration of life is going to be at Fellowship Chapel.
Yeah.
And I think that the visitation is going to be at Kemp Funeral Home. We'll have information.
I have it right here. Because here we go. All right. So if you want to pay your respects, visitation and remarks will be held on Thursday, March 13th from 5 to 8. The program and remarks will start at 6:30 at Kemp Funeral Home that's located at 24585 Evergreen Road in Southfield, Michigan. For the services, the family hour is going to be Friday, March 14th from 10 to 11 at Fellowship Chapel. Y'all know where that is on Auto Drive. And the funeral service will follow right after that at 11 a.m. The burial will take place at Woodlawn Cemetery immediately following the funeral service, and the repast is to be announced. And so feel free to show up. Fellowship Chapel is large enough to pay your respects to Luther Badman Keith.
And if you want to donate, if you want to contribute in some way, you can go to Arise Detroit and make a donation to his beloved nonprofit, Arise Detroit, to keep that hope alive.
Yeah. We'll miss you, Luther Keefe. Man. All right. Bid to build brighter futures at the Great Big Auction. Try to say that 5 times real fast. Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Southeast Michigan, in partnership with Be a Part of Me Consulting, invites the community to attend its premier fundraising event, the Great Big Auction, from 6 to 9 p.m. on Thursday, March 20th at the Cambria Hotel. Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Southeast Michigan is a one-to-one mentorship program helping hundreds of kids in the region. Big Brothers Big Sisters helps youth achieve their full potential through mentoring and support programs that create lasting positive change in their lives. Attendees will enjoy hors d'oeuvres, drinks, raffles, a live and online silent auction, and networking opportunities, all supporting the Big Brothers Big Sisters mission to empower local youth through mentorship. The evening offers a unique opportunity to make a meaningful impact by bidding on exclusive experiential auction packages, attending a VIP celebrity reception at Cambria's 5 Iron Golf, and enjoying a vibrant atmosphere while connecting with influential supporters of Big Brothers Big Sisters. Proceeds will directly support programs that pair local youth with caring adult mentors. VIP doors open at 5:30 p.m. and general admin is at 6 p.m. The auction commences at 7:20 p.m. There will also be an exciting live performance by the Urban Arts Orchestra, headed up by my classmate,
I love
Sean Jackson.
Oh, he's great. The Urban Arts Orchestra is absolutely great.
It's going to be dope.
It is. So talk about this event. I'm interested in what these experiential auction items are. What is that?
No.
Absolutely. So I'll jump right in. Yes, we love Deshaun Jones Urban Art Orchestra. Shout out to them for donating their time, service, and talents on behalf of this event. They are amazing.
It's hard.
If you haven't seen them perform, they perform quite frequently at the Michigan Central Station, so be sure to check them out there. So you gave a glowing introduction to the event. I feel like there's not much left to say, but what I can say exclusively lovely on this podcast is this experiential event is like no other fundraiser. It's a night full of fun, philanthropy, but also community, right? We are honoring, celebrating our big brothers, big sisters who volunteer their time, talent, and treasures to impact the lives of kids for the better forever, while also creating a fun event that will include a speakeasy lounge, live performances by the orchestra. We're going to have top-notch food, hors d'oeuvres. We have a 5-iron VIP experience that's going to take place downstairs in the Cambria and the PGA simulation area. We're going to have some surprise celebrity guests, some professional athletes, retired and active. You just never know who might walk through the doors. But most importantly, we want you to walk through the doors and support Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Talk about the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters and why it is so important for people to support, Anne-Marie.
Well, the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters is to create and support mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. The vision for the organization is that all youth achieve their full potential. So, you kind of said it before. The potential lies in every single child. It's not that we're creating it. We're not saving any kids. We're not doing anything like that. We're sort of allowing space for the young person to find themselves, to believe in themselves, believe in their ability, start to dream, start to become ambitious and aspirational. And we see transformative results in the kids that come out of the BBBS program. They are full of self-confidence. They improve their academic performance. They improve relationships with family and the community. And they're 2 times more likely to go on to higher education after high school. There was just a recent study done by Big Brothers Big Sisters of America in conjunction with Harvard University that said the long-term economic outcomes for kids in the program are incredible. Like I said, 2 times more likely to go to college. Being a big closes the socioeconomic gap for these kids by 2/3. That is transformative for the child, for the family, and the community.
So as I recall, years ago, there was always a long waiting list, especially for young Black men. Is that still the case?
Absolutely. Yeah. And unfortunately, we have over 200 kids on our wait list currently, the majority of which are young Black boys looking for male mentors, Black male mentors. It's so important. They're looking for that male role model. The parent or the guardian has specifically specified that is what they would like for their young person. So I'm putting out a call.
Well, that's what I want to invite you to do. And I invite you, listeners, if you have time to volunteer, what does that look like?
Well, it's easier than you think. I think a lot of people are intimidated, but you don't need to be at all. What it looks like is you will go through an intensive interview process with our staff, very friendly, awesome staff. So they get to know you. They get to know what you like. They get to know what you're interested in. They get to know you as a person. They very intentionally match you with a young person between the ages of 7 and 16. We stop matching at the age 16 because it takes a while for them to get matched. But then once you're matched up, you do things in the community together that you both enjoy. So you set goals together. You set goals, maybe, you want to check out, go to a live sporting event together, or maybe you want to go to a museum, or maybe you want to learn more about nature and get closer to nature. These are goals that you set with your match support specialist at Big Brothers Big Sisters, who checks in with you on a regular basis to determine how the match is going, if there are any problems, concerns, making sure that you're both on track and that everybody is sort of happy. But you get together at least 2 times a month and you do whatever you like. You can get ice cream. You can go play basketball. You can work on homework. You could bake a cake. You could just talk and figure out how things are going with each other. Oftentimes, that's really all a young person is looking for, is a non-judgmental person to just be there for them, to share in the joys and divide the sorrows.
Yeah.
A clarion call to Black men.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, women and people of other backgrounds as well, but certainly Black men.
Yes.
Because we definitely want to make sure that all of our young people have somebody who loves them and cares about them and guides them outside of home.
Yep.
Even the best parents. And I say this as a grandparent, but it takes a village. Even the best parents cannot do it by themselves.
Grandparent, where?
A grandparent, oh, please. I've got 2.5.
32. Oh,
Okay,
wow.
I am 32. Thank you for pointing that out. Plus 30. No, but I say that because I think it's important for us to understand that it's not a sign of weakness, and these are
100%.
great kids.
I would agree with you. I've actually said since day one, I've been with the organization for about 8 years. I think the parents and the guardians are the secret weapon in this whole program because they recognize that it does take a village, and they are welcoming of this person into their family. What we hear so often, it's obviously there's transformative effects on the youth in the program. But I hear it all the time from the bigs in the program and the parents and the guardians. The program has changed their lives for the better. The big becomes a family member to the little and their parent. And they end up, even after they're out of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, which currently ends after they graduate high school, I have a million stories of people standing up in each other's weddings, celebrating the birth of children, traveling together, celebrating holidays at each other's family table. Mm-hmm. These are lifelong relationships that really support you as a person. Deep down, these are strong and relationships, I don't think you can take them for granted anymore. I think COVID did a number on kids, and they lost the ability at some point, or the opportunity, I should say, to create these genuine relationships and learn how to communicate, learn how to compromise, learn how to show up in a relationship.
And I can even speak from a perspective of a former staff member with Big Brothers Big Sisters in various counties, but also a big sister. And I've had a little sister who was under 6. I had a little sister who was going through her first year of middle school. And then I had a little sister who was entering high school, but also her family dynamic was changing. Parents were getting divorced. She was looked at as that leader in the family. And sometimes she just wanted to be a kid. And so when we got together, she had the opportunity to just be a kid and not feel like there was responsibility and the weight on her shoulders. And her mom welcomed me into their family as her additional daughter. And so even after the program ended, we still stayed connected for those important holidays, as Anne Marie says, those special occasions, even big monumental moments in my life. They were a part of that.
I love that.
So it's rewarding for the big as well as for the little.
Absolutely.
I think it's also important to understand, for our listeners to understand, that it's not just about giving back. Sometimes the greatest gift is to give.
It is. 100%.
And it comes back at you. So thank you for the work that you do. Like I said, it was really, really powerful work back then. I've never forgotten it. And it's so great to see that you guys are reshaping yourselves. But I do have a question. How do people get a ticket to your event?
Well, you can visit us on, I was going to say the Great Big Auction at Big Brothers Big Sisters website. Also, we are all over social media, so just search Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast Michigan and learn more about the event. We are going to give you a snapshot of some of our silent auction items. They're going to go
Tell
live.
us about them right now. I want to know what you got brewing. Can you give away something now?
Well, we can. We have something for everyone, for the sports enthusiasts, for the Picasso amateur desire wannabe, for those who are the world travelers. So we have virtual meet and greets with some NFL players, such as Keon Drake, Brett Hundley, Joyke Bell, who is a retired running back for Detroit Lions. Also from my hometown, Benton Harbor, Michigan. He's also a champion.
Oh, he's on your committee, right?
And he is. He's a champion. So just to get a little bit about our champions, these are individuals who have a connection to just changing youth lives for the better forever through their own various nonprofits, their businesses, but also just as community leaders. So this year's champions features our MC and host, Lauren Winfrey from CBS News Detroit.
Yeah.
We also did an interview with her today. Shout out to Lauren. Joyke Bell, Dr. Shanty. She's a sports and entertainment attorney. So all your favorite Tubi movie actors and actresses, she represents them all. And you also will have the opportunity to be in a potential Tubi movie and on set at our event as well.
Sign me up.
And also we have Gerard Victor. He is known for executive producing music videos for Glorilla, Chris Brown, Sexy Red, all the young people that the kids listen to that I have no clue who are, all of those artists. He represents them, and he's offering a package for you to be on the set of a actual music video. So there's a lot of opportunities to come and donate, right? But you get something in return.
And you don't have to be present, right? You don't have to be present to
Great question.
win, right? Okay.
You only have to be present for the live auction.
Okay.
All of the silent auctions, you can live in Australia or Mexico. As long as you sign up and bid before it closes, everyone leaves a winner.
So what is the price for all this amazing stuff?
Go ahead.
Well, I would love that it would be free 99 for everyone. That's my favorite price, but that is not the price for this event. General admission is $100, just $100. And then our VIP experience is $150.
That's very reasonable.
Very reasonable,
Very
I believe
reasonable.
so. And it's
Yes.
going to a great cause.
A great cause. Ebony and Marie, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
Authentically Detroit.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
This
so
was
much.
Awesome.
This was great. Listen, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back with Imani Elie. Keep it locked.
Have you always dreamed of being on the airwaves? Well, the Detroit Eastside Engaged Podcast Network, or DEEP for short, is here to make that dream a reality. Located inside the Stoudemire, the DEEP Network offers studio space and production staff to help get your podcast idea off the ground. Doesn't take a whole lot of work to get started. Just visit the Authentically Detroit page at ecn-detroit.org or call Sarah at 313-948-0344.
Welcome back to Authentically Detroit, everybody. The Detroit Travel Company was created in December of 2016 by Detroit native and Navy veteran Imani Elie, originally established as Travelista Travel LLC in 2017. Imani made the decision to bring the business true name, Detroit Travel Company, to the forefront. Created as a boutique travel business, DTC has evolved into a multifaceted company known for its luxury travel experiences, adventure practices, and retail success. Today, DTC is a full-service hospitality company offering a one-of-a-kind mix of travel, concierge, event planning, and retail services. Imani is committed to providing inclusive, affordable, and memorable travel experiences for her clients. Her company also offers educational travel courses, small business financial resources, and startup guides, ensuring that entrepreneurs, especially in Detroit, have the tools they need to succeed. Under her leadership, the Detroit Travel Company is more than just a business. It's a platform to empower others, bring people together, and put Detroit on the map as a global destination for travelers and event goers alike. Imani Elie, welcome to Authentically Detroit.
Thank you for having me.
A Navy veteran, thank you for your service.
Yes. Oh, you're welcome. You're always welcome. Great experience.
You know, this is very exciting to me because I'm just really starting to embrace travel for pleasure. And so, not knowing a whole lot about travel, who do you cater to and how did you come about this business? Do you think there's something unique about Detroiters that we need more of this?
So I wouldn't say that Detroiters need this. I would say that everyone needs this. Travel is essentially a way to remove barriers from within a cultural aspect, So removing those cultural barriers, the different understandings or misconceptions, that we tend to see in everyday life. So Detroiters alone don't need it, no, but everyone does need access to travel.
What I meant is it feels like a lot of people don't travel as much as we should. I feel like a lot of us, at least maybe just in my world, don't get out as much as we should. And so this is a way or a vehicle to help get people to get those experiences. I was talking to one of our community leaders, and she wanted to start something to help more people get out of the community and out of their neighborhoods and see the world. So anyway, who are your customers, and what kind of specialty places do you focus on?
So my customers is everyone. I don't have a specific niche of follower audience that I reach out to outside of just my services. Our products do have a niche or a specific audience. So we reach out to everyone, but most of the time people reach out to us from word of mouth or specific reviews and experiences that they've heard from others. I would say that if we could have a specific audience, it would be those single individuals over 30 or those
Let's go.
same-sex couples, because I do have a lot of reoccurring customers that are same-sex, and they just want to get the convenience of having something planned for them. So how do we get these people out of the house? The people that are always at work or feel like it's out of their budget. Those are the people who I typically enlighten and tell them, hey, the same money that you're spending on this video game or this hairstyle or this material item that you just felt like you needed, you could take that money and put it on a down payment, and now you're able to get out the house and go somewhere. Or rather, I come across many experiences where I have to tell someone, hey, you don't always have to go to Vegas or Miami. There's many other places you can go still within that budget. How do I get out of Detroit if I'm scared to get on a plane? You can take a road trip down to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is beautiful. You just look at it like Ohio. I like to show people pictures. I like to show people different accommodations and restaurants and things to do in these places, like the popular museums or the popular waterfront district or seaport district, for example, in New York. Those are the examples that I typically will throw out to potential customers or reoccurring customers to get them to go somewhere else.
When did you get the travel bug? When did you catch it?
The travel bug, I feel like it was always inside of me because as a child, I was traveling. I was going to Canada. I was going to Mexico. I was going from state to state. My aunt worked for Spirit Airlines, so I was always going somewhere.
Oh, you had companion.
Exactly.
Come on.
I went to the Navy, got to travel the world some more, hit other countries. And I had a lot of people in my family and my friend groups that were just telling me, like, oh, you got money. No, I don't. I just have access because of what I do for a living. Get out the military, and I'm still traveling, and they're trying to find out how did I get access to go to all of these places.
So, if you had a choice between a cruise and, say, vacationing in an all-encompassing resort, say in South America,
to make. We got decisions.
What would you do? What are your thoughts? What's the difference?
Me personally, I would want to go out the country. Mm-hmm. That's just because it's a new experience, new food, new people. And it's just somewhere else to touch on this planet that I have not touched already.
So would you do that on a cruise or would you do that by plane?
I would do that by plane.
Okay.
Now, if I wanted to go multiple places at one time, I would do a cruise. And I would do a cruise just because I might not want to just do the planes and deal with the layovers and sitting still and can't walk around. On a cruise, you can walk around, drink, eat, sleep, party, swim, and you can go essentially from port to port, and you don't have to sit in a seat the entire time. So if I wanted to go multiple places at one time and I still wanted to eat and be comfortable, I would be on a cruise.
Okay.
But if I wanted to just go somewhere real quick, I would hop on a plane.
Talk to that busy professional like me and Donna who travel a lot, but not really for pleasure. we be traveling for work. Barely able to see some of the spaces and places we go to. What does that conversation look like about carving out time for this kind of pleasure, carving out time and carving out resources? Because most people think I don't have time.
Yeah, it's exactly what I think. It's like I don't
have time.
schedule
I don't have time for this.
But I will schedule an event for work.
That's
or
right.
A conference.
Yeah.
But setting aside that time, I just feel like I'm always on the grind or thinking I need to be on the grind. So even when I'm vacationing,
then it's too much thinking.
I'm on the grind still, right?
And it's too much to think about. Like, I don't want to think about, because with work, everything is taken care of with the hotel. We know where we're going. Then when you got to do it from scratch.
Yes.
That's what I'm for. I'm
Curating
for the
experience.
Convenience. I'm the convenience. You don't have time to do this. I don't have time to look it up. Okay, I don't have time to go through the reviews and make sure it's the right accommodation I want. I am your convenience. The travel agent is for convenience. I am not a travel agent to make money. I'm not a travel agent to upsell. I am your convenience. So think of it like a personal assistant. I'm your personal assistant for your travel needs. If you were on a work trip and you felt like, hey, I'm on a work trip, but I got time that I could have been out walking around or seeing what the city has for me. How would you know that unless someone gave you an itinerary or gave you like a little
That's what I need.
Sold.
Things to do.
Sold.
That's what I
Absolutely
need.
sold. This is what I need.
Or I send you a link full of all the saved hot places with the reviews on
Come
Google Maps
through.
already. And those are things that I do offer and things that I do. I make it convenient. I'm going to give you an itinerary. I can provide you a list of things to do.
Get me off TikTok. I be trying to search the
You might not even want me
TikTok.
to book a trip for you. You might not even need me to do anything
I need it
reservation
all.
worthy. You just need to know what to do. Hey, Imani, I'm about to go to the Dominican Republic, I need to know what I can do while I'm here. That is what I'm for.
I have some very specific travel goals this year, so I will be in touch. How do I sign up for your program?
In order to sign up, just go to DetroitTravelCo.com. That's Detroit Travel with 2 T's.com, co.com. Same thing on Facebook and Instagram, DetroitTravel.co. So just whenever you feel like you don't have the time to put to the side, or you can't, just say, I want to do. Say, I want to do this. Don't think about the time. Don't think about, hey, man, I got to figure this out. I got to plan. I got to ask people. No, just say, I want to do this, and say, okay, I'm going to send it to Imani.
Okay.
Say, I want to go out of town, Imani. I'm going to give you some dates, and I'm going to figure it out for you.
Oh, this
is
sounds so
great.
amazing.
Oh my goodness.
This sounds so amazing. Couple other questions. Now, we are a small nonprofit organization, and sometimes we have to book travel. Do you remember we went to DC that time?
Oh my gosh.
We went to
It was
DC
horrible.
for a training, and we get to DC and we drive and we pull up to this hostel, okay? And we walk through. There's like a bar downstairs.
To say, Donna and I are
And we're
not
like-
hostile.
And I'm
Me
like,
either. We specialize in luxury budgeted travel options, and travel solutions.
So we had a staff person who thought it was. She didn't mean to do this, but she put a. We were like, okay, we're not doing this. We have to go
thought it was
somewhere else.
charming.
She thought. I don't even know if she even. Sometimes she probably. I don't even know if she knew it was a hostel. She was just like, this is cheap. It was, but. Do you work with businesses, small businesses, to help assist with employee travel?
Yes, I do business-to-business product sales and services. So if you needed corporate travel, which I have done in the past for maybe 2 to 3 local companies, yes, that's very easy. Groups are better as well, because a group going to get you a better deal. It's going to get you a better accommodation price.
Well, this is very good to know.
Yes.
Because I've tried using some of the online tools. It's just travel is really hard. Airfare, hotels, it's hard. You know, even when you're just doing it for work, and then if you're doing it for fun, it gets even harder, because then it's like, how do I find out what I like to do here? So I'm excited. What is the price?
Oh, so there is no price to use my services. The price is based on whatever the reservation is. But if you wanted to use my itinerary services or detailed services, which are destination event planning, which I could plan anything for you in any city, state, country, birthday, honeymoon, bridal shower, whatever it is, it can be planned to the T, from decorations to course, chef on down.
So
that is the only service that I pay. That's the only service that I charge for: itinerary planning and destination event planning. Anything else, I'm going to get paid based off of whatever you book, so I don't have to upsell, upcharge, or charge a fee.
So this is us working with Imani to ball on a budget, right?
Yes, that's exactly what it is, balling on a budget. I say it all the time.
I need to book a flight to Newark, so we're going to talk after this.
Okay.
Listen, let the people know once again how they can get in contact with you, and give your social media handles, because a lot of people like to search.
You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at DetroitTravel.co. That's with 2 T's, as well as www.DetroitTravelCo.com. That's Detroit Travel with 2 T's.
Okay, before we let you go, though, I have some questions. Best place you've ever visited?
Yeah.
Best country I've ever been to is Dubai. I've been 5 times, and every time you go back, you get better, because there's always something new. Somebody else is there, someone special, some movie is being filmed, and our money, the U.S. dollar, is more to dirhams. So you're going to always have a good time and get your money.
And you can ball out, because
you can ball on a budget in Dubai. You definitely can do that.
All right. Any other places?
What about Japan? Do you like Japan?
I have never been to Japan, but I planned 3 trips to Japan. They've all stayed at least 2 weeks, too.
I think I want to go to the Disney in Tokyo. I want to see Japan.
Osaka, they bounce around from city to city.
Okay.
What about Africa? What countries have you booked for in Africa?
Morocco.
Ooh.
It's Morocco. Somebody else, I almost did Egypt, but it didn't go through. I personally have my own personal reviews of Egypt. I didn't like Egypt. Okay. Egypt is not, it's what you see is culturally, you don't get the cultural aspect of
it ain't black.
The traditions and the history when you go to the tombs and things like that. It's very city surrounding all of the pyramids and the tombs and it's very crowded.
Yeah. I want to go to Ethiopia, and I want to go to those churches that are underground in the caves. I'm so fascinated by that.
That would be beautiful.
Yes.
That would be so fun.
So I just don't want to go in the middle of a civil war. So it's like get the timing right. But I've read this book by Tananarive Due, and it was this Living Blood series, and it took place, part of it was in Ethiopia, and I was so fascinated to learn about these ancient parts of in this ancient place in Ethiopia where, the Catholic religion or the Christianity was really, it's foundational to this area. And we don't learn about that
Yep,
in
they
school.
have their own calendar, religion. They have their own, essentially, civilization. And a lot of people don't talk about it. I'm not sure if you know about their calendar. Their
Yes.
calendar is completely
Yo
different.
Deep Mesfin Johnson.
Our good friend,
Our
yes.
good friend.
So these are the things that you learn or you're exposed to when you remove those cultural barriers.
Yeah, so I really, really hope to have a conversation with you about that and other travel.
Yeah.
This is really exciting
This
to
is
have
fun.
somebody in our community do this. Back in the day, people...
From the east side.
From the east
From the
side
east
at
side.
that. Are you still an east sider?
Well, kind of.
Just say yes.
Okay, yes.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's still east.
say
Yeah,
yes.
That's
Upper East borderline.
you know what? That's Harper Woods is sort of like Southfield now or Oak Park. Okay, it's just like Detroit,
It's Detroit.
Northeast Detroit.
East Detroit.
You got your own mayor, you got
Yup,
your own little city
but it's
council
still
schools,
Detroit.
but it's still us over there, right? All right.
Imani, it was a pleasure having you on. Thank you so
and I
much.
thank you all for giving me the opportunity.
No, it's our pleasure. If you have topics that you want discussed on Authentically Detroit, you can hit us up on our socials at Authentically Detroit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or you can email us at authenticallydetroit@gmail.com. All right, it is time for shout outs. Imani, you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out myself. It's
Come on.
I'm a woman. It's March. It's our month. And
Yes.
I just see great potential in my business. So I want to give myself a shout out for keep going and not quitting.
I think you got 2 new customers right here.
Yes, you do.
Good
sure.
thing.
I'm sure a couple more are listening today.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes.
Donna, you have any shout out?
I really do want to shout out Luther Keith.
Yeah.
I want to shout him out. I was thinking about it and just about the fact that he was a giant among us. When you look at the amount of impact this man had on our community, it was tremendous in so many different ways. I think it's important to honor people who were the first, but not the last, who got there first and opened the door so others could follow behind them. And
There would be
then
no-
he turned his attention to trying to pull out leadership, revitalize leaders across the city of Detroit and get people excited about being here and investing and proud of our community. So what a living legend that we just lost. And then, then to be a blues man, right? So he was embracing all parts of himself, the arts part of himself, the professional side, the philanthropic side, just a really great human being. And I think that those of us who follow in his wake should take a look and see what the example that he left, because we never know when. I will say this, and this is not going to sound right. I'm glad that he was doing something he loved and doing it well on his last day on earth. And I pray that on mine, I'm doing something that I love as well, that you want to do something you love and live a life of purpose and meaning and joy and accomplishment all the way until the end. And he did that.
I want to shout out and remember Luther Keith as well, but also Angie Stone, Roy Ayers, Dwayne Wiggins. I mean, it's been a tough couple of weeks. On Friday, we were in the office. There's only a couple of us in the office on Friday, so we had a Tony playlist going on, and it was, it was bittersweet. I'd like to shout out the amazing staff at Outlier Media. One of my staffers came to me in November and said, "Hey, Orlando, I have this idea. I want to do an event." Alex Alsop has given us this list of about 27 households who lost their homes to property tax foreclosure between 2015 and 2020, whereby the county sold their homes for a profit. And the Michigan Supreme Court ruled that that's illegal, and that you actually owe those former property owners the profit, the difference. So the average amount owed is around $8,000, okay? he said, I just want to do an event where we call people. We look people up, we call them, and we try to let them know that this is available to them and we will help them through this process with the county. And I said to him, this is not a one event kind of thing. And so I wrote up a whole proposal and we built a program. This is my training from Donna Davidson. It's like, let's blow it up. We blew it up. We built a program within a span of weeks, and we've been having these really amazing call-a-thons where volunteers come and they receive a small stipend to get through this list of trying to contact people by phone, by social media, to let them know about the money that is owed to them. We had a call-a-thon last week, and one of the things that really touched me, and I was actually able to be there, is that night we were able to make contact with people that after the end of the night, we were able to make contact with people and get them started on the process where a total of about $500,000 will be recouped if they went through the entire process, which we are funded to help them do. But so far, we've already have helped residents get back $1.3 million.
Wow.
1.3 million, right? They've submitted. It's coming. And so shout out to the amazing team at Outlier who goes through these lists, create the call sheet, the script, train the volunteers. We feed them, and people are just in there calling. I talked to an elderly person who was owed $33,000 in profits. And no, this does not replace a home. You lost your home. But we're talking about money that can still make a material difference in the lives of Detroiters. And so I am right at home at Outlier, being able to build a program that quickly and erect it and get it funded and do this as a news organization. Somebody at the philanthropic organization who's funding this asked, why should it be you all as a news organization? I said, do y'all question Fox 2 Hall of Shame and Hank to the Rescue and all of the other television service journalists? This is a service journalism project. And so I can't rave enough about it. We're going to continue to do the work. Shout out to Kobe and Shiva and Leah and Erica and everybody at Outlier Ashley, who is a part of this.
I mean, Outlier already has, as part of its mission, educating people about homes and connecting people to resources.
Yeah.
This is just taking it and supersizing that mission.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you as a leader. This is your first really big thing since
Yeah.
you've been at Outlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. All right, y'all. We want to thank you so much for listening and rocking with Authentically Detroit. We'll see you next time. Love on your neighbor.